Back in the book segment tonight, for years we have been telling you that legalizing marijuana will have harsh unintended consequences for the nation. Colorado and Washington State have legalized pot. Now a 2-year-old in Longmont, Colorado is perhaps the youngest victim of the pot folly.
After ER doctors in Longmont find a 2-year-old girl testing positive for THC, police start questioning her mother about marijuana. Did the mom have any explanation?
Well, she is denied using marijuana at her house. We have searched the house, did not find any marijuana.
The mother tells police her daughter had eaten a pot cookie she found here in the yard outside the family's apartment complex shortly before she got sick.
We worry about how they're breathing.
Dr. George Wong, a pediatric ER physician at Children's, did a study showing in recent years Colorado has seen a surge in the number of kids being taken to the hospital after ingesting pot.
A child's not going to know the difference between an edible product without marijuana and an edible product with marijuana.
In Longmont, the little girl who got hold of a cookie had to stay the night at the hospital. While she's okay now, police say this isn't the first case they've seen, and they're worried it's just getting started.
I think we're going to see an increase in this, and it highlights the hazards of having marijuana out and accessible to children.
Absolutely. Here now, Alan Colmes. Monica Crowley is off this evening. How do you react to that report?
Well, it's anecdotal. It's a horrible situation. It's really about parenting, though. It's not about whether or not marijuana should be legal or illegal. There's no guarantee this would be any different if the law were different in Colorado.
So you think that this 2-year-old's mother is irresponsible parent?
So it seems.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the irresponsible parent can get as much marijuana as she'd like.
That may or may not be true. Oh, yeah, if it's legal, but we don't know that this is related specifically to the legality in Colorado.
So what you're saying is that there is now a legal way for irresponsible parents, and they would have gotten it anyway, illegally, but it's easier and it's more prevalent. And now the unintended consequences are starting to kick in. All the doctors that we've talked to expect more emergency room cases with children. The counselors and the drug rehab people expect more addiction problems with children. And the DUIs, all the law enforcement say they're going to rise, as well as we've seen already in Washington State. That being so, how can you in good conscience continue to promote this when you see? Number one, there's no data available enough because it hasn't been legal long enough to know that there is an increase in those kinds of incidents because of legality. You need
it hasn't been legal long enough.
You need data.
And also, there's little evidence that decriminalization of marijuana leads to more use of marijuana. National Institute of Science did research on this. Legalization does not necessarily need to more or bigger use.
Have you ever been to Amsterdam and Holland?
I have not, believe it or not. I know you probably thought I'd go there on vacation.
Do you know what has happened there?
Yeah,
in Amsterdam? You want to tell the audience?
Okay, so there is more incidence there, but in the United States, there's no evidence of that.
So there's no evidence.
But we're talking about in the United States.
Same substance, marijuana, same basic people, European descent people.
National Institute for Science studied it, said no increase.
I mean, Colmes, you're grasping at straws. This is what
I'm telling you. What researchers
This is what Juan and Mary Catherine did. You grab something and overall, this is not going to be good for the nation. It wasn't good for Holland. Holland legalized marijuana, everyone, and they had cafes, and you could go in. And the social problems that came from that, and the same thing with the Swiss in Zurich, when they legalized harder drugs as well as marijuana. The problems that they had led both Switzerland and Holland to stop it.
We have seen in America, prohibition didn't work with alcohol. We've also seen a cost-benefit analysis where it costs $30,000 a year to incarcerate somebody for this, and $5,000 a year for treatment.
For the pot smokers. That's what I had to deal with last night.
It's actually beneficial economically.
No pot smokers are incarcerated.
Because the it costs the taxpayer more money for that.
Dealers get incarcerated, and dealers with legalized marijuana won't stop. Because, you know what they'll do, don't you?
What will they do?
Yes. Do you know what dealers will do?
Well,
they'll get legal marijuana, and they'll sell to whom?
Well, you're going
to sell to?
They're going to sell it to people. It's still illegal for children to use
children.
It is still illegal. They're selling it to children anyway. It's still illegal for that to happen.
They're selling it to children anyway, but they can't buy it at the 7-Eleven, but now they can.
I don't know if the 7-Eleven is going to be actually. They're going to be busy with Slurpees, Bill. I don't think
you're losing this argument.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me know.
The greater good of the country is, all right, to have definitions about what is good and bad behavior. And a legalization of a substance that's an intoxicant, and that's the only reason.
So is alcohol, so is tobacco. You want a nanny state.
No, I don't. I want protection for children, and this is going to really
Why not apply that to alcohol and tobacco?
Why not apply it to the 2-year-old who ate the marijuana-laced cookie? No, it happened. She did it. Alan Colmes, everybody on deck. Factor tip of the day, why the cold weather is good for you. The tip. moments away.